We are here with our next guest, Molly McGinn. Molly, it's so nice to see you.
Maddie Sheets, it's great to see you.
Good.
Super great.
It's super great to see you too, and I'm looking forward to hearing you perform.
So have you never lost that hat? I feel like you've had that hat.
It's been on his head for the last 5 years.
That's
I'm
impressive.
Well, not in the summertime.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's a winter hat. It's really warm. No, I'm good at keeping hats.
Yeah, me too.
I lost one out a car when I was a kid. Oh, the school bus. I was maybe 14.
Wow.
And some flapping jerk threw it out the window.
Jerk pie?
Threw it out the window.
Grabbed it off your head and threw it out the
what
window.
a thing to do to a kid, yeah.
What a mug of chug.
And I haven't lost a hat since. I did lose one out a window on the highway, but we went back and got it.
It was like hat redemption
It's
story.
not-
Like,
Yeah.
Maddie Sheets.
I lost
We'll
a
never
hat out
lose
the
a
window
hat
one
again.
day.
Yeah, that's what that's.
This hat, my girlfriend at the time put this hat on her head while we were in the thrift store and walked out with it and forgot that it wasn't her hat.
It was meant.
And it was for me. And I didn't tell her that she was stealing the hat at the time.
But I think that's how good hats happen. Like, you can't just say, I'm going to go out and get a good hat. You know,
Yeah.
you have to fall into it or have your girlfriend steal it.
Right.
Or somebody throws it out the bus window and you're walking down the road and you pick it up.
Yeah, so somebody got that Yukon hat.
Ideal situation.
Yeah.
Liverpudlian Molly McGinn.
Oh, I
here
can
in the
do
studio.
Liverpool. Now, why would I want to do that?
Oh, excellent. So, Molly,
Man.
you're such a prolific songwriter and you're an excellent musician. You've been playing around the Greensboro area for a long time.
Yeah.
What do you, if you were a pizza delivery driver,
Yeah.
what would you use scissors for?
Oh, man. What would I use scissors for? That is such a great question.
I didn't make it up, but thank you.
If I was a delivery, given all my experience as a musician in Greensboro, and if I was a pizza delivery person, what would I use scissors for? And I don't know, because, you know, we are all half centaur. So probably
Wait, what?
look it up.
Just blew Maddie's
Look it up.
mind.
Yeah.
We are half centaur. You're right, because the other half is the horse, right?
Which I stole from Nick Offerman. I have to be totally transparent about that. And
Please continue.
so
to be
I
transparent.
would find myself, you know, I would return myself to my natural state as half centaur somehow with a pair of scissors and a pizza.
That's a great answer.
That's what I
Wow.
would do.
So, I know you've been on the road a little bit with Amelia's Mechanics, and I'm not sure about the bands before that, but you do play around the area a lot.
Yeah.
Can you do like a compare and contrast? I mean, obviously, you know, you don't have to drive if you're playing in town, but
Yeah.
do you like being on the road? Do you
I
rather?
do. Especially, like, I really do. This last couple weekends ago, I went up with Possum Jenkins to Johnson City, Tennessee, and we played
went
a
there,
great
too.
little coffee shop there. And
What was it called?
Oh man, I feel so terrible because this woman just opened it, and I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking. But her name is Terry, and she's kind of building a little jam band scene for herself up there. Yarn has played up there.
Cool.
And Possum played up there. I think your mama's big fat booty band played up there, and she's a school teacher, and she has decided that what she wants to do is just dedicate her life to having a venue for musicians, and so that's what she's been doing. But we drove up there, and I think I've been thinking a lot about how I want to live my life as a musician, and sort of dreaming a lot about what that could look like in just sort of healthier ways. And what keeps coming to mind is like and this is what I did. I bought myself an inflatable stand-up paddleboard, and I can throw
What's
it in
that?
the back seat. It's basically like a big fat surfboard that you can stand on the water and stand up and paddle.
Sweet.
And you can also, because it's inflatable, it's also good for a hybrid, so you can do some surfing with it, some low tide surfing with it, and then also just take it out on water and lakes. And to be able to combine music, like going out and playing music and then getting up the next day and getting on the water somewhere, just sort of seemed like this perfect combination. So
That does sound like a
I
good
think it was 2
combination.
weekends ago, the guys said they had their opener canceled on them, so I hopped in the van with them and we drove up to Johnson City, and I had my car back in Boone, and we drove back from Johnson City, and I went to Boone that night, stayed in Boone, right on the bend there, the Watauga River, at the drummer's house, and woke up and had coffee and muffins, and I was having such a good time I forgot to go stand up paddleboarding. But but just that's what I would like to do more, just make it more of I get like a multi-sensory kind of experience, rather than just like crashing in from like bar to bar. You're hunkered down in the car, you know, you kind of go into some bar and you stay in the dark for a couple hours, and when you come out, you know, you kind of get up and do it again. I don't really want to do that. I want to experience more of the area. I'd like to do more of that.
Yeah, I like doing that too.
Yeah.
What, do you feel like being a musician is a minimum wage job,
No.
or
No.
less, or better?
No, I mean, we're given the gift of like communication. I think the challenge is just trying to figure out how to make it all work. And I was very focused early on trying to have a career so that I could pursue music. And for me, that was journalism. And I think the last, 10 or 15 years, the economy has changed so much. There's been it's just been an era of reinvention in a lot of ways. The things that we used to feel secure about are no longer secure. So it really is I think it's a time when creativity and understanding things like the digital space and promotion and multimedia, podcasts are coming back. There seems to be a movement to go back and claim a lot of our history. We're getting more movement oriented, more community minded again because of things like, starting back from what was it? The Bottom 99. What was that movement called?
The Occupy movement?
Occupy. Starting with Occupy, Vote Against Amendment 1, now Black Lives Matter. Like, there's just things are turning around again. And if you're a musician and you have that gift of communication, there are so many other ways to get involved. But the hardest thing to do as a musician is to ask for what you're worth, I think. And the bottom line is that when you get hired by anybody, they'll say, can you play? And the first question should be, what's your budget? And they don't necessarily want to tell you what their budget is. And you got to kind of stay firm, I think, and find out what that number is for you. Like, figure out how much it costs to be you, comfortably you.
I asked Crystal that question, and I was going to ask you that question. That's awesome that you said that.
Yeah.
What do you feel like an hour of your time is worth for music, not for journalism?
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like what's happening is it's around $100 an hour on stage.
Can I give you a high five?
Stage time. Stage time. Is that what I get all the time? No.
Right.
But because of the, music is, the nature of this business is changing. We're now making records that are marketing brochures. And I think the point is to go into the studio and then go direct to digital, to go to like a Spotify or go to these digital distributions. But the real way to pay your bills and, fatten up your 401k is to do live performances. And that's where you gotta,
fatten up your 401k.
because we're all so concerned, I'm sure.
I'm not even a mathematician, but that was funny.
Yeah, it felt phonetically fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's, and sometimes you just gotta say, I'm so sorry we couldn't get together on this, and I wish
Right.
and saying no is really hard too.
Yeah, it is.
As a musician, because you're afraid, but
So you already said this, but I was going to ask you if you, primarily make your income from playing music, or if you have a supplemental and you are a journalist. So
Yeah, and I've always been, writing has been a primary obsession, I guess. And lately, things with, the digital publishing has always been an interest of mine too. I mean, getting involved with the Dot Matrix project years ago, and Sean Kuhn taught me so much about blogging and sort of the power of what that is, and the potential of using that as a medium. And to me, I saw it as just another evolution of the printing press. And still today, I'm fascinated with even just like smartphone publishing and mobile publishing, and then now we have people building businesses and nonprofit organizations just from the palm of their hands, and the very immersive space that online can be, and all the creative tools at your fingertips. And so I do have a job where I get to really work and exercise on some of that stuff, and I'm so excited about some of the projects that are coming up if they happen. But one of the things that we did was, I went up to York, Maine, and there was a surf photographer up there who has this creative exercise. Every morning he gets up before the sunrise in like one of the coldest regions of the country, even in the winter. And he takes a photograph of the sunrise for this Instagram series called Morning Coffee. And we got to follow him on this, this creative exercise that he does every morning in this like 1967 Ford truck, and then get like all of his tips and tricks on how to like really take high quality DSLR style photographs with your camera or with your smartphone. And it becomes this such more empowering tool. And for me, as you guys know, for blogging and all kinds of communications are much more visually driven than they used to be before. So being able to figure out how to say more with less is just, I'm nuts about it. And I've been doing some freelancing for Triad City Beat, and I'm really excited about a story that we're working on right now on digital citizens, which is featuring some of the top digital citizens, people that use social media to exercise their constitutional rights right now. And right now, voter registration and police brutality and the gay and lesbian and queer and bisexual community and Amendment 1 and all those things. So who are those people that are making that movement? And so that should be out this month, or February in Triad City Beat. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Sometimes
this has been great.
Yeah.
I knew, always gonna drop some knowledge on us, Molly McGinn.
I like to learn.